Warning: the following podcast is intended for a mature audience due to the dropping of bombs of the F, S, B, and C varieties. Listener discretion is advised.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 158, the apocalypse is coming, but Costco has you covered. Kush and I have finally found our perfect female demographic. We fly off to the moon in this week's movie review, and much, much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, hey, how you? Didn't see you there. I was catching up on some reading here. F is for face hugger. You don't want that to hug you. Oh my. Kush Hayes here, coming to you. 158 of these now? Waffle Box. It's the original Waffle Box. It's the best part of Wednesdays. It's the People's Podcast. You accept no substitutes, and we come to you all the way from the future home of Super Bowl 60. You love us because we do this. We do this because we love you. And I'm apparently doing a terrible Steven Seagal impersonation today.
You're going to be training police how to work hand-to-hand combat?
I might go on a little ride along with the sheriff's deputies, and then I might have to learn the brothers a thing or two about what it's like in the streets.
I've been flying helicopters for 35 years. I know how these things work. Anyway, Producer Lathan, how the hell are you?
Howdy, dandy duty fellas. I hope you're both doing swell. What an incredible weekend of sport we had. Both the men's and women's finals at Wimbledon were amazing. Argentina won Copa America for the second time straight, and then there was another soccer game on Sunday. But I get the feeling that it's probably for the best that I don't bring that up, since Mike is the guy that programs me. So I should probably not upset him. Anyway, go sports!
Yes, thank you, Lathan. Yes, thank you, Lathan. I have calmed down now. It's been a few days since England's tragic loss to Spain in the European Championship final. I text Kush, get ready for a huge anti-Spanish rant. But he wisely talked me out of it, because the stuff I had ready could have been funny, but in the passion of it, it could have gone sideways real fast.
Got out of control. My God,
it could have gone. So I appreciate it. But yeah, on Sunday, I was not a very happy camper.
You seem to be holding up well. I'm still embarrassed. So again, we were a cable cutter, so we don't have access to the local Fox affiliate in my bedroom here. I figured, I'll just find a stream on YouTube. Found a stream. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, something's off about this. I appreciate the huge wide angle. And I don't know anything about soccer or football. However, I'm just like, this is a lot of wide angles going on here. Do we really need to see this much of the field? Maybe we do. And then I swear to God, I saw one player, couldn't tell you if it was Spain or England, actually shoot a goal into the net. But then there was a flash and the score didn't change, but the action was remaining. And then I looked a little closer and went, son of a bitch, I think I'm watching someone's PS5 FIFA 24 streaming service here, or whatever it is these days. And then I went yeah, I'm not watching the game. So I would have loved to actually go into details, but even if I had actually seen the Euro finals, I'm not really sure I would have known what's going on. I do know the final score, though. I saw a 10-minute highlight reel on the actual Fox Sports YouTube page. That's all I got. I don't know who's who. I just know the winner.
Heartbreaking. Spain scored with 6 minutes to go to win the game. I was out in the city watching the game. And so I had to just take a walk. I had to be alone with my feelings for a little while. Because although I'll give them all the credit in the world, they're trying, they mean their best, their heart is in the right place. But when an Englishman is upset about sports, saying it's okay is not going to help cheer him up. If anything, it's probably going to make it worse. But
Probably. I saw that documentary on Netflix we talked about a month or two ago. Yeah. I
yeah,
get it. I
just,
understand.
just let him fight through just let him work through his feelings so he can push them down deep inside so that he can mention them to a therapist in 20 years. It's how we roll in England, baby.
There you go. Now let me ask you about the crowd. Was it actual like was the event surrounded by the bar there, or were you just the sole viewer watching a TV in the corner, sipping your pint, going, this fucking sucks.
Oh, it's worse than that. It
It's
was
worse than that.
me sipping on my pint, watching the game on my phone.
Wow.
Because I went to this bar to support a friend who was doing like a pop-up thing. So obviously if it was just an open
Cool.
Sunday, I would have gone to a bar full of English people or something like that and
Okay.
enjoyed the atmosphere. But I had to go to this specific bar. I didn't have the TV, so I just had to sit there staring at my phone for 2 hours.
Wow.
There you go.
But antisocial and disappointed.
Indeed, very antisocial. But I did work because before we get to you, I'm sure you've had a fantastic week. But do you know how I worked through I had a Zen moment today. Ask me what I did today, Kush. Ask me what I
What'd
did
you do today, Mike Fish?
None of your fucking business. No. No, so it was, as you know, we're going through a heat wave here in the Northeast. It's
Yes.
very hot. Which is why I'm wearing a beanie hat because I'm smart. I just couldn't be bothered to do my hair. But
you got to be you.
But so I decided to go to the beach. So I drove down to the Jersey Shore and I went to the beach. And there, because it's still hot, but they have the sea breeze. So you have a nice breeze coming through. And so I sat there at the beach. I had a couple of beers, only a couple, mind you. I was driving, drink responsibly, people. And I was a little bit tired. And I did for the first time ever. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I'm sure lots of people have done this. But for the first time ever, I just sat there in my chair, closed my eyes, and had like an hour's nap on the beach.
Nice.
Oh, and I just woke up with the water sound and the breeze. It was the most zen I've been in a long time. It was like just such a nice feeling waking up on the beach after a nap. Oh,
okay. Best case scenario, also you didn't get sunburned, or at least it doesn't appear like you've been sunburned.
And none of my belongings got stolen. So it was a double
even
whammy.
more important. Yes. That's a two.
And then on the drive home, I got McDonald's. So
why not?
Why not? It was a great, very peaceful day today. So yeah, how's your week been?
My week, outside of current events in the news, my week was very mellow. Otherwise, we're kind of just in horror watching the news this week and just like going, wow, oh, this is really happening. Again, we don't like to get political here, but some ill shit went down, regardless of how we feel about a person. Yeah, not okay.
Stop shooting people. It's bad.
Shooting people is bad.
Bad.
Okay.
That's our hard line. There, our hat is in the political arena. Don't shoot people.
I shoot people. Yeah. Do you remember? Did you ever see the Masters of the Universe movie with Dolph Lundgren and Frank Langella? Do you
My
remember
mother ruined that movie for me because every time I'd watch it, she would sit there and swoon over Dolph Lundgren.
Oh.
And I'd be like, Mom, ugh.
I get it, Mom.
I mean, I get it as an adult. But as a kid, it was like, Mom, what are you doing?
There's anyway, to get away from your mom,
please.
There's a scene in the third act where Skeletor actually captures He-Man. Skeletor, he's the Hitler of the universe. All right, he's the worst villain in the world or whatever. And despite the fact he's finally achieved his goal and he's captured He-Man, and Evelyn is like, so when do we kill He-Man? He's like, bitch, I can't kill He-Man. If I kill him, this becomes a bigger problem. He becomes a martyr. Like that's. I don't know why, regardless of good or evil. Like I don't know why folks haven't picked up on that. Yeah. So, anyways, I just want to remind you, even Skeletor, the evilest creature in the universe, was just like, yeah, I can't murder my enemy.
And if we can't take advice in life from Skeletor, who can we? Mhm. Especially when it comes to shout out, when it comes to what was her name, Dr. Ruth.
Yes.
Oh,
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Dr. Ruth. You know, normally I don't like to hear old women talk about sex, but she was a G. She was a G. So I'm not gonna
Also,
pour
never
one out
martyred
for her.
anybody.
No. So double good on that. Knew what she was talking about when it comes to the boinky boinky and didn't try to kill anyone.
There you go.
Shout out to Dr. Ruth. Anyway, let's get into more, I guess, calmer things in the news
Yes.
this week.
Let's get into the lighter stuff. Let's make some Syrup Squad members smile.
Yeah. Lathan, if you wouldn't mind, hit the music. It's now time for some top stories.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
This week's first top story is actually a little dark, I'm afraid. I don't know if you saw this in the news, but off the coast of Mykonos,
Is that in Greece?
in the Mediterranean,
Okay.
2 party boats full of young people collided, and everyone on board both ships or boats unfortunately died.
All of them?
All of them.
100%? Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
The-
I was pulling
the
the
Greek-
joke back I was about to drop.
The Greek Coast Guard said it's the worst accident they've ever seen.
Oh.
I thought of that one on the drive back from the beach. I was very happy with myself. I was like,
Why are we laughing?
I was doing that panic thing where I was driving. I was like, don't, because I can't write it down because I'm driving. Don't forget this joke. Don't forget this joke. Don't talk to me. I'm trying to remember a joke. Anyway, let's get into real stuff. Costco.
Oh, did that not happen?
No, it didn't. I made it up. That was the intro. That was like the bit. Yeah, no, not what I'm sure. Unfortunately, some people in Greece have died at some point this week, but those people were imaginary. Speaking of current events that we kind of alluded to, but we're not really going to talk about, shit could go down real quick, and we could be ended up into the apocalypse. But don't worry, Costco, as with everything, they have us sorted on this one, right?
Okay. What are $1.50 hot dogs going to get us?
Wow. I mean, they'll last a while. It'd be like, do you remember the movie Zombieland, where he's trying to find Twinkies because Twinkies last hundreds of years?
At least 7, but yes.
I reckon the Costco hot dog's going to be in the same bracket for that.
Yeah, I bet you're right about that too.
Like that, and that could be a really good place to hold up. If you could fortify a Costco,
you could. That would be a good remake to the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Based
Where
instead
as
of
opposed
a
to a shopping mall, it's the Costco.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
Copyright Waffle Box.
Copyright Waffle Box 2024.
But Costco has recently started selling an emergency food supply variety pack for anyone looking to survive the upcoming apocalypse. Even a news article says the upcoming apocalypse. So even they're into something, they know something that we don't.
Oh, weird.
Manufactured by ReadyWise, a company that sells long-term survival food, it contains 150 servings of freeze-dried food, including pasta Alfredo, cheesy macaroni, teriyaki rice, creamy pasta and vegetables, potato pot pie, tomato basil soup, chicken noodle soup, brown sugar, and maple multigrain, and apple cinnamon cereal. Boom.
Those all sound terrible. So I don't know what your military experience is like, Mike Fish. I have 4 years of ROTC under my belt. It's a high school class. It was nothing more. It was nothing less. If I did enlist, I would get just a slightly bump in pay above all the other privates. However, went to boot camp 1 year just to try it out, see what it was like. And what Costco is selling in 150 bulk quantities is it's MRE, meals ready to eat, the freeze-dried food. I don't know if you have this in the UK or if you guys call it something different. Again, don't know what your military experience is, if there is any.
Look at me, Kush.
They're
Look at me.
all
Does it look
awful.
like I have any military experience?
I mean, you're skinny, but that doesn't mean you couldn't do a push-up or walk up a hill.
I mean,
I don't know what I don't know what Her Majesty's Royal Guard was requesting from you guys
I
then,
could
but
probably manage
anyways.
one push-up, and I broke my ribs walking down a hill once, so probably not the best.
You'd be excluded then by
Yeah.
by a long shot, which good for you, by the way.
Yeah, it's
You don't
pretty
wanna
good
be there.
reason. Pretty good reason.
You don't want to be there.
No,
Anyways,
Jeff.
meals ready to eat. Yeah, it better be an apocalypse because those are the worst goddamn meals in the world.
It also includes a crunchy granola,
Yeah.
white rice, and vanilla pudding, whey milk
Mm,
alternative,
yeah.
and this is like the description of this already makes it sound horrible. An orange drink.
Orange
It's not even
like
orange
Tang.
juice. It's just an orange drink.
It's off market Tang.
Yeah.
You know what Tang is? This is Tang's competitor. This is Safeway Select Tang.
Orange drink.
Orange drink. Yeah.
Are you thirsty? Drink
Yeah.
orange drink.
All of these all of these items within any of one meal also have to be activated with water. So if you don't have water, you're not eating.
Sure, because the one thing you can trust in an apocalyptic world is that there will be fresh, totally clean, totally not contaminated water readily available at all times. I see
Actually amazing you have that.
absolutely zero issues with this product. Kudos, Costco.
Yeah.
It's amazing that you had that program. Um,
Well, but I mean, I guess there is ways of cleaning water, right? You just boil it for a while, right? Yeah, it gets rid of all the.
Oh, but have you ever boiled water? It
I have
evaporates
once or
into
twice.
steam.
I've lived quite a crazy life.
I mean, you have made tea. You keep that sucker on the kettle just a little bit too long. There's no more water. That's how that works. So, yeah.
Yeah. This bunker banquet calls it bunker banquet, please. In a bucket. If it comes in a bucket, it should never be described as a banquet. It's kind of eliminates. But anyway, this costs just $99 and apparently stays fresh for a staggering 25 years, according to its marketing. However, if it has 150 servings, I'm assuming you can at least want to try to. I know you have to minimize and ration when you're in an apocalypse, but I'm going to assume if you want to survive, you want to stay at least somewhat strong enough, you're going to eat once a day, right?
Sure.
So that's at best just under 3 years in this bucket.
No, it's 150 days in that bucket.
That's true. Oh, yeah, I went 150 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So what good is it lasting 25 years?
Yeah, it's just under 6 months, which is fine. Whatever. Yeah, just under 6 months. 25 years. That's a very good shelf life. We actually had MREs in this house here, and their shelf life was 7 years. I bet that sucker is still in the closet, and we can't eat it anymore. However, I'm only surprised that Costco is now selling something like this because forget the apocalypse. I don't know what natural disasters New Jersey has. Like you guys get some hurricanes sometimes. That's a tropical storm, but still.
Well, the last big one was what, Hurricane Sandy?
Okay, hurricane. Yeah, hurricane. Again, San Francisco, California in general, prone to earthquakes. They're always like, have your emergency supply kit ready. Get a flashlight, fresh batteries. Make sure you have a backpack. You want to have enough food and water. Like it's like this is actually just becoming a grocery list now. It's not even like a survival kit. It's just like, oh my God, like also we don't have a bomb shelter. So where are we storing all this shit? In our tiny compact San Francisco homes. Anyway.
Fill your bathtub with the water. That's what
Fill your dude.
I'm not gonna drink. I'm not too bougie, but I'm not drinking water out of a bathtub.
I mean, you would at least like the bathtub to be clean before you even consider it, right? and I don't know how often you scrub the tub, but yeah, that water will be immediately contaminated had you not scrubbed it the day before the apocalypse.
Oh, I'm a daily bath time scrubber because
Oh,
I like a good soak in my bath, and I remember once because I put like bath salts in there, and then obviously
okay,
I lay in there, and the day's
jealous.
trash falls off my body, and I remember one time I didn't clean my bath for like a week, and I just saw like where the water line normally is, this thick
That ring around the tub.
line of it's like oh so
Mhm.
now it's like
How
scrub it up
tall are you,
up.
Mike Fish?
I'm exactly 6 foot tall.
And you fit in a tub. Okay, maybe New Jersey tubs are bigger
Well,
because I'm an inch taller than you, so I cannot fit in my bathtub.
I lay so I have like a one of those pillows,
Hmm.
waterproof pillows that suctions to one end of the bath. So I lay
Sure,
there,
sure.
and then I have to put my feet up. So I'm at no point am I fully submerged.
Oh, so you're just ready to give birth in that tub at
Pretty
any moment
much,
then.
it's like
Oh,
my legs are up on the
yeah, I
stirrups.
can't do that. So yeah,
It's nice.
again, knees
Light a
hovered way
candle,
above the water line. Don't like it.
put a podcast on, a couple of beers in the bath. It's nice.
Okay,
Recommend. Highly recommend.
okay. Good for you. I'm jealous that you're still able to do that. Anyways, anyways,
Anyway,
Costco. This is actually a good idea. Surprised you didn't do it 25 years ago. It's not gonna be anything you want to eat. It's gonna be like this is all there is to eat.
I'd much rather this go to Walmart and buy these. They're basically the same idea, but the dry ramen that
Hmm.
you just add
Yeah,
boiling water to,
yeah,
just
we got a
stock
ton of
up
that
on
here.
them. They'll be much more tasty than I'm sure this chicken Alfredo and orange drink. But that's just me.
Yep.
Anyway. But yeah, if you are worried about the upcoming apocalypse and you're on a budget, I guess $99 at Costco's will get you around 5 to 6 months supply of food. Happy days.
That's a good deal. And it'll last 25 years apparently. So
Next one, if you next story is if you are in a pickle, you're on a say you're on a fishing boat and
uh-oh.
you have a bottle of beer and
Okay.
you're like, damn, I forgot my bottle opener.
Oh
How the
no.
hell am I gonna open this beer? A Florida man, shockingly, has come up with a fantastic way to solve this problem.
Just put it on the edge.
So, no,
Oh, he's
no,
doing
you're thinking too
he's
simple with
cracking
this.
it with his teeth.
No, oh, that's this.
Psychopath.
Yeah, I've seen someone do that. That's disgusting. It makes me go, oh.
It
It's almost
makes
like the
me worried
same.
for their teeth because I'm just like that shit is gonna you're gonna crack you're gonna crack your jaw doing that.
It gives me that same feeling in my teeth when, like, I maybe like a rustle some tin foil, and it's like it just gives you that
Oh,
jarring. Anyway,
okay. Okay.
but no, this guy is a guy going viral right now on the internet for something that's been dubbed the most Florida thing ever.
To
When
do with his asshole.
he lured a wild alligator towards his boat and used the alligator's jaws to open his beer.
Wow. I'm kind
Yes.
of impressed.
Right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
in this article,
That's a goddamn man.
I really should edit this, but it's in this jawsome footage. Oh, I mean, I can't say anything. I did
I love a good pun, but I had
at
to drop my head there.
I just did the at sea didn't joke earlier. I can't anyway. So its exact location and creator are unclear, but the unidentified boater used his hands to lure a small alligator to his boat. So the reptile swims up to the boat with its jaws open, ready to go, yeah, fuck you, I'm going to get you. Prompting the guy to put a can of beer in the alligator's mouth.
Wait, it was a can of
It was a
beer, not a
can of beer.
bottle?
Yeah, it was a
Oh, fuck
can of
off,
beer.
dude. Go
And the
fuck yourself.
alligator pierces the beer can with its teeth, and he passes it to his buddy who shotguns the beer. And it
Go
even
fuck
says in the
yourself.
article, his fellow bros erupted in cheers.
Yeah, and in the moment, I would be one of those bros cheering, like, going, "What the fuck did you just do?" That was amazing.
I've got to admit, I'm a little conflicted with this story. On the one hand, if someone hands me a beer that was freshly opened by an alligator, you goddamn right I'm chugging that beer. However, if someone on my boat began to summon an alligator to open said beer, we're no longer friends.
Or at least you don't invite him to the next party, producer Lathan. But yeah,
But I like a beer or two. But yeah, if someone starts going, right, watch this, and starts luring, and I'm going, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Suddenly I'm teetotal from that moment on. The article does also state, though, fascinatingly, that Florida state law prohibits people from harassing alligators. In fact, state wildlife experts warn the public to give alligators a wide berth for the benefit of both the beast and human.
Yeah, that's just
I mean,
one of the smarter Florida laws I've ever heard.
I get, but it's also kind of like, state law suggests people don't run into traffic. It's like, no, who needs to know that information? Who doesn't know that information?
It is illegal to kill yourself, by the way.
True.
And you can only be charged if you fail the attempt. So it's yeah. Anyway,
We're charging you with attempted suicide and jaywalking.
what? I swear I was just trying to get to the Starbucks. And I was really hungry for a latte.
So there you go. Florida man. Of course it was Florida.
Florida man. All right, man. Florida man. Yeah, I'm like producer Lathan. I'm conflicted. It's pretty awesome. But when it's a beer can and not a beer bottle, I'm less impressed and more annoyed.
It would be more impressive with the bottle because I'm sure you could. I mean, I'm not going to try this, but I'm pretty sure if you angled it just right and the alligator crunches down, that can pop that top right off.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The edge of the boat. Just that's all I'm gonna do. You can use a lighter. You're a smoker still. You get lighter. Might scratch a knuckle. Might get some bloody knuckles doing it once or twice. But yeah. Because it's a can. Go fuck yourself.
I've never been able to. I think I might have managed it once in my life. I've never been able to master the opening a bottle with a lighter. I just can't fucking do it.
I can do it, but as I just stated, I've cut my knuckles. I still don't know how I did that because it should be just like a situation, but somehow this gets cut. Somehow this gets cut, and then I'm just bleeding into beer, and it's like, well, that's no good for anybody.
But then you can drink the beer to soothe the pain.
Well, I can drink my beer. No one else can drink theirs.
Yeah. It's like it's got like 4 fingers left. All right, who's next?
Who wants another beer?
I'm good. I'm good.
No, you want another beer.
Come on. I see. Next story is this is where Kush, get ready. This story caught my eye because with this story, the breaking news from this story, me and you are about to be keeping the poon away with a stick. We are going to have lines around the corner with women waiting to get some of our loving.
Okay.
An Alabama woman who celebrated her 108th birthday,
happy birthday,
offered an unusual answer to how she keeps herself feeling young. Her reasoning was drinking wine, eating desserts, and flirting with men with mustaches.
Kush Hayes here, Waffle Box Daily. I think we covered this last week.
No, we didn't. I texted you about it earlier in the week. That's why you know that story. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's video of this.
No, we didn't.
Okay. Okay. At the risk of looking like a fool, I'm just going to go, okay.
We 100% did. I can find it. Last week. Last week, firework man on the head. Remember that? Boom. He blew up his head with the firework.
Okay.
The New Jersey guy who flew to Florida to hit the guy with the hammer because he didn't like what he said on the video game. And then the woman who called the police because she didn't like the look of the guy from the blind date.
Okay. Something is way more familiar about this than your text message, though. But okay, please continue for the rest of the Serb squad that isn't familiar with this.
Well, because I mean, if we did already do this, she would only been 107. Because it was just.
No, I feel like it's way. If it wasn't last week, it's been within a few. Anyways, look, I'm conceding. You say we didn't cover this, but so I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, and I know you don't edit this.
No, I don't. So it's great content, but whatever. Helen Denmark turned 108 on Sunday, and she was celebrated with a party on Monday, thrown by her friends and caregivers at Brookdale Assisted Living in Birmingham, Alabama. Helen said she doesn't feel any older than she did when she was 107. That's a great line. I mean, at that point, like, you haven't even aged 1%. Why would it feel any different? Jeez. So this is where, Kush, this is where we're going to get our poon on. Okay. Because the U.S. Census Bureau estimated that there are about 101,000 people over the age of 100 living in the country as of January. And let's just say it's 50-50 split. That's like 50,000 old women looking to extend their life, looking for men with facial hair. But then it also estimates that that number is going to quadruple to 422,000 by 2054. So, in 30 years' time, we'll still be, well, maybe not in our prime, but we'll still be ready to go. Gee, I'll be definitely 70.
Relying on little blue pills at that point, like just to wake up in the morning. Like,
well, with technology, who knows what's going to be around in 30 years' time?
We won't be able to afford it.
Yeah, that's true.
We won't be able to afford it.
But there you go. Ladies, if you're looking to live to 108, come flirt with me and Kush, and you could live forever.
Wait a granny-loving minute. I appreciate the sentiment behind this story, but if her birthday was on Sunday, why in the hell was her birthday party not thrown until Monday? She's 107 years old, for fuck's sake. You couldn't even be bothered to celebrate her on the correct day.
I mean, all right, producer Lathan, you get too angsty. You get too cranky. Also, like she's 108, so she could only stay awake for a full hour. That's how long we could have the party, and then we just wheel her into the corner, and maybe someone gets head from her. Like that's the end.
That's the beauty of people when they're like over 100 years old. Like, even if you forget their birthday and it's like a week later, you could just tell them it's their birthday and they'll believe you. Oh, is it? Oh,
McFish is correct.
So I guess if anything, she's lucky she only had a day out.
In fact, so many of her friends are gone now. She's just happy to celebrate a Thursday. Like, oh, you say it's my birthday? Oh,
are we watching that Burt Reynolds movie again? Yeah.
Powerful. We're gonna watch Gator. I've never seen that movie, and I heard it's not good, but she'll love it.
Where Burt Reynolds opens a beer with a gator and shotguns it.
He probably does that, actually.
And all 108-year-old women get wet for the first time in 20 years.
It was like the Sahara down there, and now it's like the Nile.
I came to orgasm and the room was filled with dust.
How did we both come up with Southern debutante accents?
I feel that's how women talk. As soon as you go 99 to 100, you get that accent. But I'm from Queens, and I'm 100 now. Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, isn't that nice? Young Burt Reynolds. Oh,
every woman over 100 is a Southern debutante.
He could rev my motor across the country anytime.
He can put his Smokey in my Bandit.
Oh, Lordy. Anyway, happy birthday.
We're going
yeah.
to hell. That's okay. We can do Waffle Box from hell. That would be a great
Again.
podcast too.
I mean, it'd probably be colder down now. This rate. Fucking hot.
Touche, senor.
Anyway, Helen, you've achieved something by living to 108. Let's talk about someone else who's achieved something in this wide and wacky world that we live in. They achieved something so great that an Irish brewery said, "Top of the morning to you. Here's a fucking certificate for you. Yeah, enjoy the crack." They love crack, Irish people.
Do
Can't
they?
get enough of it.
Okay.
How's the crack? That's all. That's all.
I mean,
All
crack
they're
is
asking.
everywhere, but that's a fascinating detail I'd never thought about.
Have you never heard an Irishman go, "How's the crack"?
I have not.
Well, now you have, because I'm half Irish. So there you go. Counts. But anyway, it's now time to discuss this week's Dumb World Record of the week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
This week's Dumb World Record comes to us from a man from Las Vegas. Unfortunately, this one, there's no quotes to talk about, where it's like what his inspiration was, because sometimes they're fun. But still, this world record is so dumb. Even though there's not much information about it, I had to highlight it this week. Because,
Okay.
do you remember how at the end of this year, we are going to award the award for dumbest world record of the year. That's a new thing we're going to do for our year-end award. The what's his face? Who's the guy? Who's
David
the guy?
Rush.
David Rush world record of the year. That's what we're going to call it. This might
Keep a note
be
right there for that.
Thank you. This might be a leading contender because Andrew Stanton from Las Vegas broke the Guinness World Record for heaviest weight lifted with his eye sockets.
What?
While
I saw
swallowing a
man-
sword.
Whilst what?
Yes.
All right.
Let me repeat.
Time
Andrew Stanton broke the Guinness World Record for heaviest weight lifted with his eye sockets while swallowing a sword. Like,
I don't even know. Like, all right. So
there are so many questions.
not to quote Homer Simpson, but I saw a guy lift a can of paint with his wang once. All right, that's
Ooh.
on YouTube. It's a little blurry, but it's there. Please elaborate on this. Please elaborate on this, Mike Fish.
So there is a video because he did it on an Italian TV show, which I think we've spoken about before. It's like they just do world record
variety show.
attempts.
Sure.
So he took these like hooks and he dug them into his eye socket. So it's like down
Gross.
here and in there.
Oh,
And he kind of held onto it.
motherfucker.
This is great audio content, by the way. If you're listening to this, watch the YouTube version. And then
You're explaining it perfectly.
And then the hooks were connected to something where his buddy, a friend of his, stood on it.
What?
And he lifted his friend off the ground and then fucking deep-throated a sword.
So
why did you connect those two things?
yeah. Again, as we have talked about on the last 157 episodes of the Waffle Box, what led you to this goal? When you told me this man lifted something with his eye sockets, I wasn't thinking about hooks, but I was like, he probably lifted like a pound.
Oh yeah, I
He
thought
probably
suction
lifted-
caps or some shit with some onto his eyes or something. That's what I was thinking at first.
Lifted the little barbell for the single weight dumbbell, like he just that alone, you squeeze it really tight with his. Lifted his friend up in the air, and then swallowed a sword. Mike, we gotta start including video with this stuff, man, if it's available. Honestly, this is I've been requesting that for the last 85 episodes. What the
Lathan, get into
fuck?
that.
Lathan, get on it, dude. You're the producer. Get on it.
So whilst
Seriously.
swallowing a sword, Andrew Stanton lifted his friend that weighs 129.63 pounds
Okay.
off the ground with his eye sockets. But
Again,
the only thing I can think of is that he was like, all right, my eye sockets are really strong. I don't know how you would work that out, but
yeah, I don't know how to figure that
he
out.
was, oh yeah, my eye sockets are really strong. I can
Did
lift
he catch a
weight,
bullet with his eye socket?
maybe. Right? Maybe he caught a flyer with a wink. Got it.
That's actually not impossible.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi could do that, I bet. But then he looked it up. It was like, how much? Like, what's the heaviest weight someone's lifted with their eye sockets? And it was probably something stupid. He was like, fuck that, I can't do that. What if I swallow a sword at the same time? No, no one's done that. Perfect. Bang, cash in. That's the only thing I can think of. Because
It would have to be
surely
something
this
stupid
result
like
didn't.
that.
This didn't happen before. Like,
But
I just.
if the swallowing of the sword is the secondary, it's the alternative to add to the record. He could have just had a deck of cards in his hand and like, I'm gonna lift somebody with my eye sockets and then play 52 pickup, and he just fart out all the cards into the air, and obviously no one picks them up. But like somehow a sword got involved into this. Like, also, how long has this man been swallowing swords?
It's this is really annoying. There's not more information about this, but it's a pretty dumb world record, if I say.
My mind is blown, regardless.
So, congratulations to Andrew Stanton for your deep throating abilities and your strong eye sockets. Is that a personal quality? I don't know. Do women look for that? You know, I love a man with broad shoulders, a sense of humor, and strong eye sockets. I don't know why I'm still doing that Southern Belle thing again, but congratulations, I guess, for your strong eye sockets. Well done. You
Dude,
win
you
the
might
internet this
you
week.
need therapy, sir. What the fuck? We need to know how you came to this conclusion. How long you trained to get to this goal, and just also still, what the fuck?
I mean, deeper, like further, I always wonder, like, who was the first person to ever try to swallow a sword, and why did they do that?
That's an old Carney gimmick. It goes back to like the 19th century.
Yeah, but why?
Because someone was going to pay him 3 cents to do it.
It was a lot of money back then.
It was a lot of money back then.
That was when a house would cost you 4 pickeries, which was the currency back then. They always had weird currencies in England, where they had shillings and farthings. So, that was just, well, shilling was like 2.4 pence. Like, what? Why was that a thing?
During America's Great Depression, which was like the 1920s, 1930s, it was before World War. It was in between World War I and World War II. However, the most wealthiest people, circus freaks, because everyone was coming to see them. Like, oh, a lady with a beard? What? A guy who kind of resembles a lizard? He could just do. He was just painted green. What? People didn't know how to react to that, so they willfully gave up a nickel to see that shit. But those were the wealthiest people in the Great Depression of the United States.
Congratulations to them. Where are they now?
All dead.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they're all dead now.
On that note, too many swords. Bad for your digestion system. Anyway, let's take a break. Let's take a break. Let's take a pause for the course. Still to come, we've got a birthday Blackjack on the other side of the break. We are talking about Fly Me to the Moon in this week's movie review, plus strip club Yelp reviews, and much, 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 much more. Stick around if you would. We'll be right back.
Whoa. What do you got there?
Berry pomegranate Mio.
Berry pomegranate what?
Berry pomegranate Mio.
Do I just squirt a little?
Or you can squirt a lot.
Mmm. Really changes your water.
It changes everything.
You can say that again. Mio. Squirt some.
Place your bets. It's now time for birthday blackjack.
I also like to live dangerously.
Yes, welcome to the July 17th edition of Birthday Blackjack here on the Waffle Box podcast, where we pick 5 celebrities that are celebrating their birthday on this very day and then test Kush's and your knowledge on how old they are today. How this works is your score is tallied up by your margin of error. So say the person is 50 and you guess 55, you score 5 points, and the name of the game or the aim of the game is to try to stay 21 or below, hence the birthday blackjack. Simple. Also, if you are lucky enough to get the person's age spot on, we allow you to take 5 points off of your score. So this is edition 21 with this we've been doing, and your current record, Kush, is 8 and 12. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Those 8 I'm very proud of. Fucking hell. I'm bad.
An amazing spot on answer from last week really served you well.
Dude, that right at the end, like, saved me.
So let's take a look at who this week's celebrity birthdays are.
Number 1.
Number 1 is Roy Kent from Ted Lasso.
Oh.
And a guy who he's always talking like this. And he's like, fuck hell.
Mr. Brett Goldstein. How old is Brett Goldstein today?
Brett Goldstein also, well, when he's not Roy Kent, he talks like this. He talks like Kermit the Frog, and I don't know if I'm doing a fantastic Kermit the Frog here, but he actually has the voice of Kermit the Frog.
Have you ever heard his podcast? Is it Movies to be Buried With or something like that?
Oh, no, I've just heard him do regular interviews because
He
of the Ted
sounds
Lasso show.
very shy. He seems like a very timid guy.
Seriously, yeah, you are not wrong.
But in the show, he's like, fuck this. Fuck that.
I think we talked about this before, but in the Ted Lasso pilot, he goes from this to sometimes he feels like, hey, I'm gonna fucking bust all your heads in if you fucking keep talking shit about this. I'm trying to find out who our new boss is. Anyways, I believe he's 38.
You're going with 38?
38.
Well, Mr. Brett Goldstein is actually 44 years old today. So you're starting off with a score of 6. Remember, boys and girls, if you are playing along at home, don't forget on the YouTube video, let us know your scores in the comments section below.
Number 2.
Number 2, DJ and creator of the song Sandstorm is Mr. Darude. You seriously, like, if you do not know the song Sandstorm, you have been living under a rock.
I've been living under a rock.
See, there we go. Boom.
Okay.
That's Sandstorm.
I didn't know a person actually made that sound. Okay.
What, you think it just happened naturally through gases being released from the earth?
Yes. Yes, and AI. That dude's 45. That beat's been around for a while now.
Guessing 45. Mr. Darude is actually 49.
Ooh.
That's 4 out, so that takes you up to 10. Not too bad. Not too bad.
I'm still feeling optimistic here. I'm still feeling optimistic.
So you should.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Some people stand in the darkness. It's Mitch Buchanan from Baywatch, or Mr. Knight Rider man himself, David Hasselhoff.
Oh, that's the Hoff. The Hoff.
You know Knight Rider and Baywatch, right?
Of course. Yes,
Okay.
Yes, I know David.
The way you're looking
Hasselhoff.
at me, like, I swear, I'll give you a pass at Sandstorm, but if you do not know Baywatch and Knight Rider, this show is finished and I'm getting a new co-host.
Well, you've said the character name and not David Hasselhoff, so yeah. Anyways, Michael Knight. I've seen Baywatch. I didn't know Baywatch. Anyways, but still, David Hasselhoff. I'm gonna swing for the fences here and go 69, bro.
69 is the guess. Mr. Hasselhoff, the man who loves to eat beef burgers off the kitchen floor, is 72 today.
All right.
Which takes you up to 13. Still a bit of wiggle room. Still a bit of wiggle room to play around with.
I'm feeling very positive here. Feeling very positive.
Number 4.
Number 4 this week is Mr. Alex Winter.
Oh,
Those that don't know who Alex Winter is, he
Bill
was
S.
Mr.
Preston
Bill S. Preston Esquire from the Wild Stallions, the band that saved the world, aka Bill and Ted.
Until they didn't. Yeah, he's definitely older than me, but not by much. So I'm gonna be 46 in August. I'm gonna say he's 52.
Yeah, we're 52.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Alex Winter, Bill S. Preston Esquire, is 59.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Which pushes you up to 20 with 1 to go. You have to
definitely consider
pretty good on this one.
Yeah, we have to do great on this one.
Number 5.
Number 5. We have to do great on this one.
What's your knowledge of country music?
Nothing. Taylor Swift is a thing. There's a guy named Toby Keith. He's dead. Garth Brooks was a guy, is still a guy. But, that's Willie Nelson.
Well,
those are names. I don't know any of their songs.
Celebrating his birthday today is country singer Mr. Luke Bryan.
Oh, I have no idea what that is.
Oof. Well, you never know. This could be one of those, because it's a wild stab. You never know. You might get a broken clock is right twice a day. You could just get this, nail it. So Luke Bryan. How old's Luke Bryan?
Is there a much like that? Is there a song I would know?
Let's have a look. What?
Maybe that's not a fair thing to
songs?
do, but you did give me that hint.
Luke
in round number 1.
He did a song. Right, according to Billboard.com, his most popular song is "This Is How We Roll." That was number 1 in 2014. In 2009, he released a song called "Do I." In 2022, the classic "Buy Dirt," as in purchase dirt. Sure. That's My Kind of Night. Rain is a Good Thing. That was a classic.
Yeah. So just even by the titles, I don't know any of these songs. That's okay.
And then in classic country music form, he has 2 songs. One of them is called "Drink a Beer."
Nice.
And another one is called "Drunk on You." Country music do like to compare their alcoholism to their love of ladies.
Yeah, I get it.
Tennessee
actually get
whiskey
that.
being one of the best versions of that. Anyway, we've been stalling for long enough. How old's Luke Bryan?
Luke Bryan.
I kind of actually
47.
gave you some clues there.
You gave me so many clues that did not help.
With,
But
like,
that's not your
dates
fault.
of
That's
when-
not your fault.
So you guessed 47.
47, 47. And I'm considering this a loss.
Mr. Luke Bryan is 40. 8 years old, which gives you a margin of error of 1, which gives you a score of 21. Which means this week, somehow, miraculously, you're a winner.
See, this is what the English didn't get to the Euro Cup today. Go.
Oh, go fuck yourself. That's which now
I am the greatest player of this game ever.
which now takes your record up to 9-12. You're clawing your way back. Oh, well, congratulations,
I'm the
Kush.
only
And
player of this game, by the way.
fine folks at the Syrup School, if you played along online, let us know in the comments section of the YouTube video what your score was. Be honest.
Ooh.
If you listen to the audio versions, just let us know at Waffle Box on Twitter/X, and we'll shout you out.
Yeah, that was a genuine, just like Hail Mary throw, like rocking out. Yeah.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. Sincerely, thank you.
But yeah, with my calculations, that means we'll be back next week with the July 24th edition. So stick
And I'm still
around.
not going to study on any of that.
And so
you
you
set up
shouldn't. You respect the exercise, and I appreciate that.
All right.
So we'll be back
I
next
just
week
drank
for
too
more
much.
Birthday Blackjack.
Hell yeah.
Just the facts, ma'am.
But let's
Just the
move
facts.
along. I haven't heard that for a while. Let's move along to some Yelp reviews. If you're out this is summer, it's hot. Men and women alike are out looking for a fun time. So we like to find the best strip clubs in the land to help you out. And we're going to read some of these out in this segment that we like to call Strip Club Yelp Reviews.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Lust and Regret.
It's now time for this week's Strip Club Yelp Reviews.
Yep. It's now time for this week's Strip Club Yelp Reviews. And this week we are in New Orleans. New Orleans, Louisiana. The Big Easy is what the town is called. Is it the same for the ladies? Let's find out. We went to, I think, Larry Flint's Hustlers Club a couple of weeks ago, if I vaguely remember.
We were there for sure.
This week, apparently he's got a different spin-off brand. And we're going to be talking about Larry Flint's Barely Legal Club.
Okay. Oh, wow.
The strip club is seriously called Barely Legal?
Yes.
If that's not a trap, I don't know what is.
Right. I'm not sure. I probably feel a bit uncomfortable walking into a club called Barely Legal. But,
it's name of one of his magazines, and yeah, the chicks are 18, 19, and maybe 20. But if they're older than that, they go to the Hustler Club or they don't
get
work at all.
upgraded to the Hustler Club. So let's find out what the locals are saying. AA didn't want to give his full name. It's right, which is, I guess, I respect. He writes, I had heard some good things about this club, so I stopped by. The first girl I saw was decent. Her name is Harley. All the caps. I don't know why you had to put that. She came up to me, and the first words out of her mouth were, quote, I'm not nice.
Oh, go away then. That was my response to her.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, I don't want, if you're not nice, I don't want to hang out with you. I'm not trying
But
to
the
take
way he
advantage.
writes it, I don't know if the way he writes it is matched with the way she said it, because there's like ... What is that? What's the actual name of it? Is it ellipses? ...
Yeah, yes. Ellipses.
So I'm not nice. ... As if there was like some cliffhanger, and that they were both staring at each other, waiting for the next person to speak. Maybe I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So he says that was a little off-putting, but her tits were decent, so I went with it.
By the way, everyone's preference for tits are different. So her tits could be hanging to her knees and be like, "That's what I've been looking for the entire night," or they could be just rock hard, made not even made out of silicone, made out of just like Elmer's glue. Like Elmer's glue's been pumped into this woman's chest cavity. Anyways,
Yeah, I'm
everyone's
not
her
gonna.
tits are nice or different.
I'm not gonna judge any like. I'm not gonna. Each, but my personal choice is if I'm working my way down a woman, if I can tell whether you've got an innie or an outie before I can see your nipples, I'm out. That's just a personal choice. Personal choice.
Interesting.
But there you go. So yeah, her tits were decent, so he went with it. And honestly, it was downhill from there. And when I say downhill, I mean a 90-degree angle. It was the edge of a cliff, and at the bottom of the cliff was the ocean.
Whoa, what happened?
...
We need to hear what happened.
I try not to use these words when I describe women. Uh-oh. But the first word that came to mind was trash pile. Well, it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse, to be fair. When the way he built that up. There is no reason. There is no reason why you should be telling me about your personal life as a customer. I haven't even given you any money yet. As a traveling salesman, I have been to clubs in just about every state in the country, and that was hands down the worst stripper I've ever met.
Oh, well, he's kind of an asshole then.
I mean, he should, yeah, it's just make him not look like an asshole. Maybe you should go into a little bit more detail. Like maybe, don't kiss and tell, but like, what was she? Was she just saying, I've had a shit day. My dad's an asshole. Like, then whatever. But if it's like super personal, like, oh yeah, I'm on antibiotics because I got a little bit too crazy the other night at work, and now I have yeast coming out of every pore. Then you're like, oh Jesus Christ! All right, it's too much, Harley. Back it up. But I think I broke Kush on that one. But
please keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had my mouth full and I couldn't swallow.
That's what she said.
That is what she said. Oof.
Next one. Stephen P writes. What does Stephen P writes? This is a crooked business. Was overserved and coerced into the champagne room and charged an ungodly amount of money for an experience that I don't even remember.
Blame.
Just your fault.
That is your fault.
Do not drink too much at this do not drink too much at any establishment.
Everywhere. Anywhere.
Stephen.
Yes, Stephen.
They will take full advantage of you and take you for everything you are worth. Even after puking in the room from being so intoxicated, they still thought I was coherent enough to consent to more time in the room and charge me accordingly. Keep an eye on your drink or avoid at all costs. So now he's kind of alluding to, now he's suggesting that if someone's put something in his drink, that's not what he said earlier in the review. They're just saying that they overpoured his drinks.
Yeah, Steven's a fucking dickhead.
But he said, because Stephen, you said you don't even remember the night. So how do you know you threw up? Huh? Maybe you threw up on the way home.
Oh, yeah, you taste it in your mouth the next day.
But how do you know he threw up in the strip club? That's what I'm saying. He could have thrown up on the way home, in the cab on the way home, or I don't know.
You get those flashes. I
guess. I mean, I'm not
the worst time I had in a strip
corporations,
club where I drank too much and almost threw up, did not throw up. I just some gas built up, and then I burped, and I was like, "Oh my god, thank God!" But now I'm in the bathroom. But then I went back to my lap dance, and I went like, "You're great." But I just had a situation. I need to leave before you guys kick me out because that was a problem, and I don't want that. So, adios, happy New Year, and I will see you next time if I see you again.
Acting all responsible.
Yeah, you gotta be responsible. That was 2015.
Take notes, Stephen.
Honestly, yeah, Steven, you're a. I almost dropped a fucking slur there. Steven, you're an asshole.
Wondering what slur he was going to use for this
Oh,
unknown racial
have to go back to the
background man
footage.
named Stephen.
You'll have to use the. It would be inappropriate, but also just like really, he was in a female strip club. Why would you say that?
Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you mean. But yes. Anyway, finally, Geraldine M writes.
Oh, Geraldine.
Geraldine. She sounds fun. This is another one of those like you don't judge anyone by their cover, but if someone walks in and they go, "Oh, this is meet Geraldine," I'm gonna be like, "Oh, Jesus, I bet she's fun." Like, you just don't assume anyone called Geraldine is fun.
No, that's a grandma's name.
Like, shorten it, Jerry. Oh, I want to hang out with Jerry. Like Jerry Halliwell from the Spice Girls. So much fun.
Okay. All right.
Geraldine. No thanks. Anyway, what did she say? Loved this club setup, but not the way the girls were so whiny and complaining the whole time. Unbelievably annoying to hear them complain and complain about making less than $200. The dancer should seriously get a reality check from her boss. Hope this isn't your real name, but Megan, why would Megan be a fake name? Why would you assume Megan's a fake name? It's a perfectly normal name. If it was like, if this is your real name, Optimus Prime, like then yeah, all right, fine. That's probably not her real name. But Megan, I believe Megan's her real name.
I can tell you I've met a woman who went by the name Molly, but then through other weird channels found out her name was something completely different. And still normal, but her name was not Molly.
Maybe it was a play on the drug.
Possibly. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Don't take drugs, kid. Anyway, Megan, honey, you really shouldn't tell your customers that. It's a disrespect because I make less and I am still coming here to spend money. Not only did you do that, but you also want to offer my man a dance for $40 or $100 dances. That's a really fucked up sentence, but whatever.
Yeah, right.
So, all right. So she's upset that she's offering her husband dances, I guess.
Yes.
But then if you don't want your man to have dances, why are you going to a strip club with him?
Normally when couples go to a strip club, the two of them will have a dance. And it's really not any different. $40, $100, whatever. It's both of those, the man and the woman are in the booth, whether it's the regular booth or the super duper VIP booth, whatever. But yeah, like there's couple dances. They are not any more expensive than just a regular lap dance.
Geraldine continues.
Oh shit. Go.
I understand it's your preference and hustle, but it's a huge problem when the management didn't see her practically rub one out on him in the 10-minute dancing session. So she basically she had like a personal DJ session, I guess, in the private room. Chicka chicka, chicka chicka. I overheard my own husband tell his best friend what happened in the back. It took everything in me not to run back into the club and be violent.
Oh my God. Yeah, see, this is the problem.
I am in my own anger toward my husband. Why? What's wrong? What did he do? He went for a private dance. She like diddled herself in front of him. Be mad at her, not him. What's he gonna do?
Yeah. This is the problem with bringing your lady to the strip club. More times than not, you guys are just trying to find a new way to make sex in the bed exciting, and let's go to the strip club. But also more times than not, that's a contradiction. But still, jealous girlfriends be jealous.
She ends with she has more anger towards the shit staff that isn't controlling their quote independent contractors. Have a good one, Nola. I won't be back. And Geraldine, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to assume that New Orleans will not miss you. So it's you know,
she went on
everyone's
vacation. Happy. She tried a new experience. She did not like it and reacted just less than violently or violently. I don't know which one. That's more. Anyway, yeah, Geraldine did not have a good time that night.
No.
But also,
I bet Geraldine's husband didn't have a fun night either afterwards.
It sounds actually like he had a little too much fun. Like, Geraldine's right here, and he's just like, yeah, more money.
Well, right. Here's a little tip for the men. So Geraldine's husband, unnamed husband, right? So by the sounds of it, by the way they're describing it, it was like Geraldine's husband, Geraldine's husband's friend, and maybe there was another person there. So maybe it was like a double date kind of thing.
Oh,
Couples,
this is
friends.
more than just the couple. Okay, I missed that. I'm sorry.
So she overheard him telling his friend what had happened in the private room.
Mm-hmm.
Unless this is like the first time that you're finding out that you have a jealous partner, just wait until she's not around to tell her the story, or text him. Oh shit, just happened while I was in the private room. Why? Shut the fuck up, Mr. Geraldine. I don't know. I wish Geraldine mentioned his name. Dave, if that is your real name. But there you go. There's a lot of dumb people this week, and I'm not. These are all 1 stars, but I'm gonna defend Larry Flint's barely legal club. You just got a bunch of dumbasses there.
Honestly, again, single man here, and probably single for a reason. Well, definitely single for a reason, but probably single for another reason. Anyways, the last place I want to go to with my girlfriend or my wife, my fiance, my significant other, is my favorite club. I go to that place to get away from you, and I swear to God, I'm not gonna cheat on you. Like, again, Chris Rock said there's no sex in the champagne room. I'm abiding by that. We're not doing any of that. But I'm trying to get away from you for a minute, bitch. Leave me alone.
But then best case scenario, after a couple of beers, after a couple of dances, suddenly I'm coming home a motivated man. So she's going to benefit from this as well.
Maybe. But also, women are also uncomfortable about that. Well, not important in this conversation right now.
Women don't like it when their men come home clearly aroused by another woman.
No, probably not. Not that they know of. No. If you don't say, like, I was just at the strip club, and you come home with a rager, and they don't want to hear that. But if you just come home and take them, they're like, oh my God, he was so passionate that night.
You should go to bingo every Saturday night. He was just watching
the Euro final. Oh my God, England lost, but still.
All right. Anyway, let's wrap this segment up. Gee, you ruined it now. We was having fun, and then you ruined it. All right.
I'm sorry.
Larry Flint's Barely Legal Club in New Orleans. By all means go, but don't drink too much and don't take your significant other, and you should have a good time.
Seriously, guys. Figure this shit out.
But let's move on to a different type of review. It's now time for Kush to review a movie in a segment that we like to call Kush's Movie Review.
Kush's Movie Review.
This week's movie review is Fly Me to the Moon, a fly on the wall documentary about Tesla and all of the absurd demands that Elon Musk has made to his employees. Get it? Because he loves space rockets.
Okay. Yeah, I try not to follow the Elon Musk these days. So
well,
I definitely don't get that reference.
Before we actually get to the movie review, what is it, right? Because the Amazon guy, Jeff Bezos, is obsessed with space as well. Elon's obsessed
Don't follow
with
him
space.
either.
But I don't know if you've seen the pictures. Something about being a billionaire and building your own space rocket. They're all shaped like penises.
Well, yeah, because they're aerodynamic.
No, but seriously, I can't remember whose it was, whether it was Jeff's or Elon's.
I believe it was Elon's.
The one, it literally had like bollocks at the end of it.
I believe that was Elon's.
Like, anyway.
That was like a year ago.
It was SpaceX.
Yeah, SpaceX, that's Elon.
But Jeff Bezos is my favorite billionaire, evil billionaire, because he took William Shatner to space. And any man that took William Shatner to space is A-OK with me.
All right.
Anyway, Fly Me to the Moon. What's it about, Kush?
Fly Me to the Moon. Rated PG-13. It is 2 hours and 12 minutes. It is directed by a man named Greg Berlanti. The last feature film he directed was 2018's an adaptation of the musical Love, Simon. That was kind of not necessarily controversial, but some folks loved it, some people hated it. Anyways, this is definitely written by a woman named Rose Gilroy, and it is based on a short story that I could not find anywhere by Keenan Flynn and Bill Kirsten. This is not necessarily a true story, but it is based on true events, meaning what's true is we definitely went to the moon. There was definitely a space project, and they may or may not have marketed it to the world. Again, Tang was brought up tonight. The watches that the guys wear in regular life, that was the thing. Anyways, this stars Scarlett Johansson, Channing Tatum, and Mr. Woody Harrelson. It's only okay. Scarlett Johansson is exceptional in this. A lot of people I've been seeing online, there have been plenty of special previews. I actually had tickets to one of those and then just botched it, forgot I had it, ended up seeing it with regular people. But Scarlett Johansson goes above and beyond the call, but also folks are like, I didn't know she had that kind of range. I was like, so you've never seen a Scarlett Johansson movie? Okay, sure, whatever. Yeah, she can do all that. She does all that. She's very good in this. Woody Harrelson, he's Woody Harrelson, but he's also he plays like a shadow agent. You can't call him on the phone, but he'll be there if you need him. And yeah, his character is kind of intimidating. Like, if you fuck this up, I'm gonna murder everybody you know, and then I'm gonna murder you. And then Channing Tatum, I got nothing against the guy. I think he's become a very good actor. I know I've seen other stuff with him that wasn't 21st Jump Street. I haven't seen any of the Magic Mikes, but I know I've seen him in other stuff that I can't put my finger on. And something about this movie with him does not work. He might actually be the worst part of this movie, and yeah, not trying to throw shade at him. I'm just saying, like, he's done better than this. I don't know what happened. I don't know where things went wrong, but something about him does not work in this. This is the space race of the 1960s. Russia has already gone to space successfully and orbited the Earth. America is trying to not only get to space, but go to the moon and succeed them. And while we do that, you're just like, something's wrong here. So it's again the 1960s. This is a movie. This is a time where everybody in the office is wearing white collared shirts, buttoned all the way up, black tie, horn rimmed glasses. However, Channing Tatum is in a bright yellow muscle suit. He's a muscular guy. I get it. And the ladies will love that. However, it's just like, come on, guys. What the fuck are you doing here? I know we're doing that wide shot. We need to spot Channing Tatum, but there's no way in hell that this character that may or may not have existed is just in a spandex muscle shirt. It's not happening. Sorry, guys. I would love that. That's not the worst part of the movie. All right. Or if that is the worst part of the movie, so be it. It's a charming film. It's again not necessarily a true story, other than yes, we went to the moon, we were in competition with Russia, there was a lot of problems, there was 11 other failed projects before that. I believe they take a lot of liberties with this, and I applaud them for not going based on a true story, or based on true events, or based on this, or based on that. They're just
based on true conspiracy theories.
All they're doing is just Scarlett Johansson, Channing Tatum. It's a rom-com, and they go to space. Obviously, neither of those two go to space, but still, I enjoyed it. I did not feel any of the 2 hours and 12-minute length. However, theaters need to still get rid of that 30 minutes, that 30-minute slot of previews. That shit is getting tired. I've heard other people had to wait 45 minutes for this movie before it started. That's not okay, guys.
Or here's my thing.
Break it down, Mike Fish.
Because some people enjoy the previews. So
45 minutes of previews, though?
But every movie showing, all it takes is a little bit of it to say, for Fly Me to the Moon, movie starts at 8:30, previews start at 8.
I would love that notification.
So if you want to watch the previews, get there for 8. If you don't care, you can get there for 8:25. Boom, movie starting. That's what I'm paying for. It would be.
I agree.
But they're not going to do that because obviously they want people to be sat there and forced to watch the previews. So they spend more money in. So hopefully they get.
Well, here's the problem with that, bro, is folks are aware that there are 20 to 30 minutes of previews and commercials. So they will show up 20 to 30 minutes late. The house lights are already down. And for some reason, in the world of reserved seating, they can't read a goddamn map and go like, oh, I should only go 5 rows up and 6 seats deep. However, they need their goddamn flashlight for that. By the way, the house is already full. They're the only 2 seats available in the house, and they're like, I need to see this thing here. And by the way, if you're in one of those 5 other seats, you get blinded by a flashlight. Again, the movie doesn't have to be even on. It's a distraction. It's terrible. Let's get back to the movie here. This was very well done. I feel Scarlett Johansson goes above and beyond. She plays a con artist, and so again, she does a Southern debutante. She does a lot of different voices in this movie, which I found very funny. She does that. She does that. Channing Tatum is very just brass tacks, just very above the board, but
just the facts,
and
man.
While I don't feel like his physical space is above and beyond, like, again, it's weird that, again, this is the 1960s. People are very conservative, so he would be wearing that white shirt and tie all the time, but he's just wearing muscle suits because he was a former Air Force guy. And he's just also very muscular, and he's very handsome.
You got it, flaunt it, baby.
Yeah. Woody Harrelson?
Not wearing
I would like more Woody Harrelson in this movie. However, he's used in just the right doses. Again, there's no real way to contact him. He's there when you need him. And if you don't complete your objective, there's a threat that you and yours might not see tomorrow. He's a little intimidating. He's not trying to be. He always has a smile, and you're just like, this guy's gonna murder everybody in the room. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I definitely enjoyed this movie. Is it a great movie? Not at all. For some reason, not a lot of people saw this. Like it didn't do well. I think it debuted at number 2 as opposed to number 1. But the folks that have seen this, they're like, Scarlett Johansson, Tim, they have great chemistry.
They're gonna
Disagree with that. I kind of disagree with that. Again, something's wrong with Channing Tatum here. I don't necessarily know if I don't think it's his fault, but something about him in this movie does not work. However, it's a good story. I enjoyed all 2 hours and 12 minutes of it. I did not think we needed any more of it by any means. But I wouldn't recommend we cut anything out either. And again, while not necessarily based on a true story or based on true events, I had a great time. It's fun, but it will be forgettable. It will be forgettable, unfortunately. So I'm giving it 3 out of 5. I would like to give it a bigger score, but I can't. 3 out of 5. Still enjoyable. Great date movie. Mike Fish. Mrs. Fish would love this movie. She's gonna want to look at Channing Tatum in his muscle shirt, but I think she'll be like, Scarlett Johansson was so charming. You think I should get her haircut?
And I'll be like, sure, yeah, absolutely. And then she'd be like, oh, so you think she's prettier than me? Oh, fuck, I fell to the trap.
Set you up for that trap. Set you up for that trap. Yep.
There you go. They fly me to the moon and let me play amongst the. Do they play that? I'm assuming they play that song during the movie.
They don't.
What?
I don't recall that being a thing in this movie.
Why would you name the movie after a Frank Sinatra song, not play the Frank Sinatra song?
Great question. They couldn't get the rights. However, I don't recall that being a thing.
Right.
If it is, it's maybe way in the background, and I didn't hear it. But
they probably had.
Again, I'm in the newest movie theater in San Francisco, so I would possibly hear all of that stuff.
Knowing the way things are going, they probably had some like Doja Cat remake that's got some hippity hop in it. Christ, I'm old. Anyway, so there you go. Fly Me to the Moon. 3 out of 5. Check it out.
Still good.
If you're watching this when this movie drops or when this video drops, it's in theaters now. If not, just Google it and it'll probably show you where it's streaming. If you're watching this like in a year's time,
it'll be streaming on like Apple TV in like 2 months. I believe it's an Apple TV movie, despite who produced it. Anyways.
There you go. 3 out of 5. Boom. Fly Me to the Moon. Now let's wrap things up. This week's show, get all the warm and fuzzy feelings inside. We know you love it. It's now time for this week's feel-good story of the week.
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
This week's feel-good story takes us to Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, I've been there.
America's desert. In a heartwarming turn of events, an Uber Eats driver simple gesture has led to an outpouring of generosity from people all over the world. Paul Slabodzian, who drives for Uber Eats as a side hustle, recently delivered a Chipotle. How do you say Chipotle?
Chipotle.
Chipotle?
Like you said.
Is it
Yeah,
Chipotle
like
or Chipotle?
Chipotle.
To Erica Hernandez. So Erica Hernandez was yearning some Chipotle, and Paul Slabodzian brought it to her. Along with her food, Hernandez found a handwritten note from the Uber driver encouraging her to tip to help fund his upcoming wedding to his fiancée.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
In his note, Slobodzian explains that he was delivering food on the side to give his fiancée the wedding she deserves. Touched by his sincerity and determination, Hernandez shared the note on TikTok, and the video quickly went viral, garnering millions of views and capturing the hearts of many. People from across the globe began donating to Paul's wedding fund, and moved by the couple's story and Paul's dedication. The overwhelming response has provided them with more than enough to cover their wedding expenses, allowing Paul to stop his extra delivery shifts. He said, quote, "My phone hasn't stopped since Friday afternoon. It's been thousands of messages of people supporting us. A huge thank you to everyone who has reached out regarding my note. The support for me and my fiancée Ali means more than I can express. Thank you all for changing our lives." Yeah,
So,
you're not
good for
feeling
him.
too good about this feel-good story, are you, Kush? I can tell by your face.
Good for him. It's nice that people reached out and helped him. There's nothing wrong with helping a person. However, there are way more people out there doing worse than him. Not trying to have the wedding of the year. Okay? They're just trying to survive,
Yeah.
and they ain't getting that fucking help.
Just lie and say your mum needs hip surgery or something.
Yeah, if mom needed her hip surgery, he would not have this outpour of positive support. So
yeah, because mum's a bitch.
Because his mom's probably a bitch. Oh, fuck her. She can spend the rest of her life in her wheelchair.
Yeah.
Anyways, good for him. I'm not mad at him, but I'm just like, yeah. Look, dude, this digital panhandling needs to stop.
Where's the work ethic in the kids today?
Hey, how about this? Hey, man, Waffle Box has been doing this thing for over 3 years now, and we don't have anybody supporting us like they supported this guy's wedding. He'll probably be divorced in 5 years. That's just kind of how that goes. I hope not. I sincerely hope I'm wrong. Please let me be wrong. However, the average marriage ends after 5 years, sometimes earlier.
What you're saying is maybe I should Uber Eats drive and just put a note in saying, "Hey, I've been doing this podcast, Waffle Box, for over 3 years. Haven't made a dime."
Yeah, I mean, you should fucking go on Uber Eats and tell people you're getting married, and that you also got cancer in your left hip. Like, whatever, dude. Like,
and my dog was born with 2 legs.
Only 2 legs.
Yeah. So we need leg surgery. We need to find a dog donor with 2 spare legs to donate to my dog, and it has to be a match.
Plenty of Uber drivers who probably do better than him that did not make a quarter of that money that weekend. So yeah, I mean, this is probably the first time I've ever shit on a feel-good story. But yeah,
it was the best. It was the best of a bad bunch this week. I'll be honest, because I'll be honest. Do you know what? If I ordered anything on Uber Eats, I haven't done that for a while, but I've done it in the past. If I did that and there was a note in my bag that said, "Hey, buddy, a tip would be appreciated because I'm trying to afford my wedding," I'll be honest, I'm not tipping that dog guy. Oh, fuck you.
Do you not tip in general, or are you just not tipping him extra?
No,
there's no wrong answer here.
You know what? I'm weird for some reason. Jesus Christ, this information gets out. I don't tip my Uber drivers that give me rides places.
Okay.
But the Uber Eats drivers, I tip them something.
Okay.
I don't know why I do that, but I guess it's like I was involved in entire trip, so I'm safe. But
yeah, I'm not.
I'm kind of like, thank you for not fucking with my food.
Yeah, right.
Here's a little extra.
Right. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. My attitude about it is like, so there was a meme going around just this last couple weeks, and I don't know if it's not been going around a few years now, where someone who was an Uber Eats or whatever delivery driver, it's not, they weren't delivering for the pizza parlor or the Chinese place. They were doing Uber Eats or whatever the alternative. I'm sorry.
Like Grubhub and
Grubhub. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Hey man, this is a thing he tweeted apparently. Hey man, sorry. Yeah, I'm just going through a thing here today, so I ate all your food and I didn't deliver it. Sorry. And then they went on and do the rest of their things, and I was just like, so many people in the comments were like, I relate with him, bro. I understand what he's saying. And I was like, no, fuck you. Stop that.
I paid for that food. That's my food. You stole my food, fuckface.
Not only did you pay for that food, but it takes a minimum of like 40 minutes for that food to get to your house. It doesn't come in 15 minutes. It comes in 40 minutes. So the folks who were going like, I would just order another meal. So you're going to order 2 meals now? And then you're going to wait another 40 minutes, maybe an hour,
and
for
spend
that meal
double
to come
on that one meal.
Get eaten again? Go fuck yourselves. I hate all of you. Shut the fuck up. Anyways.
But and in that comparison, by all means, beg me for money, because then it's my choice whether I give it to you or not. But don't eat my fucking food. I ordered that food for a reason. I wanted that food.
And that's also a thing. Like, and this is also with like rather pizza parlors, Chinese food. Like, we're missing our pot stickers, or hey, we opened the pizza box and 3 slices were missing. Like, what in the hell? So,
I would have got in my car and chased that guy.
I think this is the worst feel-good story we've ever done. But if it's true, I hope they had a very nice wedding. However, there were way more people in need of those tips. So that's
I think the feel good, the way I'm looking at it, is the feel good aspect is that, hey, people came together for a common cause. Sure. The feel good part isn't, like I said, it's a sketchy thing to do, asking for tips to pay for a wedding. If it was something, again, if it's like, hey, my parents died and I'm young and I'm looking after my baby brother and sisters, I need to help to buy food. Can you tip a little extra? That's a little like, all right, Jesus, it's like a bare necessity kind of thing. You don't need to have an extravagant wedding. Just work harder, I'm afraid. If you want an extravagant wedding, just work fucking harder then.
City Hall is also a place you can get married for like $200. It's cheaper in most places. And then
spend so that you can have an extravagant or pretty decent night out at a restaurant for a couple grand.
Sure.
You have to spend 50 grand at a wedding. Fuck you.
All right. I feel like I've changed your mind. I'm not mad about that. Yeah, I think this is the worst feel-good story we've ever done. The worst.
Made you feel worse.
Everything else has been first place, tied, and this is second place, and this is terrible.
Paul Slobodzin. Hope it rains on your wedding day. And on that note,
that's all we got.
That wraps up this week's Waffle Box episode 158. God, we're so close to 160.
Yeah, man.
You know what? I don't feel any different between 157 and 158. It's probably all that flirting with men with mustaches.
There you go.
Kush. Yeah, you're gonna have to do something during the next 7 weeks.
Then you have to
promote
there are
something.
60 episodes of Kush and Kai out there, and I would sincerely appreciate if you check those out.
I
still have no idea that you do, but you can contact me on Twitter formally.
Oh, you back on Twitter?
Yes. No, but you can still contact me.
You won't read it, but you can contact him.
You can I mean, I still send you the link for this Zoom.
You do.
Through Twitter. So you can contact me through Twitter. For now known as X. It's been over a year now, I think. Anyways.
Still Twitter.
Yeah. Still Twitter to me.
It's always going to be Twitter. It's always going to be Twitter.
Should be just Twitter. Right? Stupid. Anyways. At Kush_Hayes on the Twitter. Cushford Hayes on Facebook. Hey, reach out to me. Let me know. You want to be friends with me on Facebook? Cool. But also say like, hey, heard you on the Waffle Box. Don't just friend me on random. It's weird.
It's
Most
weird.
of the time you're not real.
That you can't find me on Facebook. But on Twitter, follow me at Mike Fish, Mike with a Y, not an I, and at Waffle Box for the show. So let us know what you think, feedback, suggestions, and things like that. We'll really appreciate it. Anyway, on that note, it's a good night from me. It's a good night from Kush. Lathan, any final thoughts?
This week, I'd like to end on this quote. When the king gets depressed, he doesn't call for his wife or the cook. He turns to the little man with the pointed hat and says to the court jester, "Make me laugh, and I am that court jester." Richard Simmons was the definition of positivity. And as much as you could argue that he was a little strange, he'll be sorely missed. May you continue to get people to sweat in the afterlife.
Rich
Since
Simmons.
Producer Latham brought that up, real quick question. Do you think the Pauly Shore Richard Simmons movie gets completed now?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the streaming platforms is going to do it, right? Surely.
Well, he just has to make it. Anyone else can distribute it.
Yeah, Pauly Shore. He does. Now that I think of it, I didn't even know that was a thing, but Pauly Shore would play.
I didn't know. That was a thing like 3 months ago. Yeah.
Oh. He could make it work, I reckon. But yeah, sure. Now he's dead. Now there's an end to the story. We can go gung ho.
Okay. You heard it here first on Waffle Box.
Anyway, on that note, I am very sweaty, but R.I.P. Richard Simmons, R.I.P. Dr. Ruth, and R.I.P. Those imaginary
Shannon
people I
Doherty.
made up in Greece. Oh, Shannon Doherty! Oh my god, from 90210. 90210. No, she's no longer with us.
She had a fucking terrible bout with cancer. Well, anyways, we're not getting into that. Anyways, rest in peace, y'all.
Rest in peace, y'all. See y'all next week. Until next week, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.
Pay me off, Johnny!